Hey everybody, this is Sarah again. I was asked not only by some friends about a tree topper bow, but a couple friends were asking me about bows for gifts for not only Christmas, really for any occasion. And I thought I would take this opportunity to go get some wrapping paper today and some ribbon from my favorite place, Hobby Lobby, and show you how I would typically gift wrap a gift. So this morning I went to Hobby Lobby and got some of my favorite paper is from them because it has this awesome grid system on it, and their rolls have a ton of paper. I can't remember what the amount is. I was just trying, I think I threw the wrapper away already, but you can see I just opened this container and it's got a ton. So I should be able to do pretty much all of my gift wrapping with this one roll for the holidays. And I also went and got a bunch of ribbon from there. Used to be much better about this before I had a kid. I would usually be there first thing before Thanksgiving to get all of my wrapping stuff. So it was a little picked over today because now with a 3-year-old, I have barely bought any Christmas gifts so far. I have a couple of items for my mom and mother-in-law, and a couple things from Amazon on the way, but this is one of the only gifts I actually had at my house. So I'm just going to show y'all. I went ahead and kind of started this before I started taping. I usually just cut my wrapping paper with those lines on the grid, just slightly larger than the gift. Tape one side, and so I'm going to quickly wrap this real quick so I can get to the bow part, and I'm trying to do this quickly before my daughter gets off the school bus from school, so that I can post this on YouTube and also on my Facebook page. I also do wrapping for people here in Georgia. If you have any needs, you know who you are, contact me. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this side portion. There we go. I'm going to get a little bit more tape. Where did I put that guy? And excuse the soaking wet hair. I had a workout class this morning and tried to get myself looking not completely hideous before I got on here, but did not have time to dry my hair. So thought this just might help for those of you that, you know, are looking for, I mean, sometimes these days I'm just throwing stuff in a bag when I don't have time, but I do like to wrap stuff for Christmas morning and for family members. I try to at least for when we go home for the holidays for a week to North Carolina. So, all right, you can really use any kind of ribbon. They were out of most of the really good holiday ribbon at Hobby Lobby. So I ended up going to just the kind of wedding section. That's also kind of one of my tips. The wedding section at Hobby Lobby tends to have really great wired ribbon, which is my favorite. The wire just kind of helps hold the ribbon in place when you make a bow. So I don't use all wired ribbon, but I try to use at least a little bit when I'm wrapping a gift. So what I'm doing here is I kind of threaded the ribbon across the front, and this ribbon is actually a little bit too big for this gift, but so I apologize about that as well. So I wrap it around, and then on the top I do like a little knot, and then I thread it through underneath the top layer. So I'll show you after when I get this one tighter. I thread it through like that, and then on both sides, the tails, I thread it through to kind of get more of a knot for my bow that I'm going to make. So here's what it looks like before I add the bow ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as is while I make a bow. So for the bow on this gift, I'm going to do 2 different ribbons. So I try to find things that kind of like interest together, polka dots and this gingham check, which I thought was pretty cute. I'm not going to make a big bow for this because this is a pretty small gift. So what I do is I take the ends and I form a little ribbon, and then I twist it, and then I'm going to do that twice on each side for this size gift. On a bigger gift, I probably do like 3 or 4 loops on each end. So now I've got four loops, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this. So I've got 2 loops on each side. Okay, so then I'm going to place my bow, if y'all can see that, in the center, in between the two tails I made when I crisscrossed over the gift. And then I'm just going to knot it once, because the ribbon has wire in it. It actually stays in place pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to knot it. Okay, so that's what it looks like before I fluff out the all the loops. And you know, sometimes I'll do like even like 3 or 4 different patterned ribbon. Depends again on how big the bow is, how kind of patterned my wrapping paper is, because you don't want it to be like too busy. And then what I do after I tie the knot is I take the tails and I'm going to do like I'm angling up towards the top of the ribbon, not the bottom. And I do just to kind of finish off the end of the bow. And I do that with all of the tails of the ribbon. I'm going to go backwards on that one. And I'm hoping after this, I'm planning to go to a friend of mine's house here in Marietta, who I was over at her house a couple days ago, and she wanted some help with her garland bows for her banister at her house. And I told her, well, I promised I would try to make a video of that, and I've already done them in my house, so I'm planning to go to her house to help her do those this afternoon. I'm probably going to have my child in tow, so I'm not held responsible for anything that Adelaide says on the video or does, because it's always interesting with a 3-year-old. She's kind of wild. So I've cut the ends of that, and then this is the finished product. I really like this wrapping paper. Like I said, it's from Hobby Lobby. It says Merry Christmas. You can't really see it on this gift in particular. Oh, and when I was originally doing the first ribbon, just so you can see how I loop it through, I usually go long ways, pull it, knot it, pull it around the front to then attach my bow to the front. It's really easy. So I've got this one done, and I'm going to wrap one more gift for y'all to be able to see. Got one more small present here, if I can find it. All right. Okay, so we got a little box here, and I think this one was for my mother-in-law, I'm pretty sure. So again, it's really nice with the grid that you can line it up instead of having the paper kind of all crazy on the gift. Very OCD. I'm sure y'all can tell that lines are my friend. I enjoy having a guide when I'm doing gift wrapping so that I don't waste paper. All right, so got the first part. Now I'm just going to tuck in the sides so y'all can see this here. And then, actually, oh, I meant to do that the other way, so that my lines, all my tape is kind of on the same side, so it looks a little bit cleaner. Of course I ran out of tape. I tried a Facebook Live video yesterday, and that made me really anxious knowing that people were watching me on there that I was going to screw up. So I'm hoping doing the YouTube version will be a little bit, maybe I don't mess up as much. Okay, so here's my gifts here, wrapped. And so this time I think I'm going to just do red ribbon. This also has wire in it. And I found this in the wedding section as well. It's just so picked over going. It was a lot of kind of golds and golds and silvers in the holiday section, and my house has a lot of traditional green and reds in it, so I was looking for something that would work with my house. Okay, so I wanted to try to see if I could wrap it this way so y'all could see what I'm doing with the ribbon. Okay, so I just twisted it around the back, cut that, and this has wire in it too, so it makes it a little bit harder to cut with scissors when you have wire built in. This one's not that bad. Sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult, so I go through scissors pretty quickly. All right, so I've knotted it on the top. And then I'm gonna knot it one more time before so that this ribbon stays put. Okay, so there's the before. Now I'm gonna take the ends of this and I'm gonna tuck it under the bottom layer. I do that so the ribbon doesn't, when I do my bow, it doesn't like stick like way up off the gift. Learned that lesson a while ago. My mom used to have me wrap a lot of the gifts at her house growing up because I really enjoyed it. Okay, so I've taken the top ribbon and laced it underneath so that my bow is going to lay a little bit flatter. And this time I'm going to do my red, and I'm going to do the polka dot ribbon again because that's really cute. True Southern girl, I love polka dots and plaid. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little tail at the end before I make my very first loop, and I'm only going to do 2 loops on each side again because this is a very small gift. Okay, so I've got, I think this is a little twisted. I've got 2 loops on each side here. I'm going to cut it. I know with some of Adelaide's gifts from my husband and myself are bigger, so I did much bigger bows on those, but on these little gifts, it gets a little overwhelming if you have too much stuff going on with them. So just the 2 loops can be a little much. All right, so I've got the bow tied on top, and now I'm going to trim it up. Again, I'm just going to cut these angled pieces. Almost done. Okay, now I'm going to separate all the loops so it looks fuller. And the tails are a little long in here, but you'll get the idea. I need to trim those a little bit shorter. I can't believe I did all of my shopping. I'm doing it so late this year. I feel like completely out of whack not doing it when I normally do, but just hadn't had time. All right, so here we go. Here's the final product. It's pretty cute. I like to do sometimes the same paper. Sometimes I'll buy like 2 different wrapping papers, and then I do a variety of ribbon that matches both so that it looks really interesting under my tree with different textures and materials and colors. So here you go. Here's the final product. We have the same wrapping paper. one of the same ribbon and 2 different ribbons as the base ribbon on here. I hope that helps, and happy holidays, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.